I'll start at verse 5. Moreover, the nations in their wicked conspiracy being confounded, she found out the righteous and preserved them blameless unto the Most High, and kept them strong against his tender compassion towards his son. That's talking about Abraham. You're going back to the Tower of Babel when he had to confound the language of the people because they was coming together, conspiring together as one, trying to build up the tower. Which, you know, that was the ancient world version of the New World Order. Yeah. Right now, this is what Esau's intending to build with his New World Order right now. But to bring all these nations up under this man's rulership to serve basically the spiritual demon Satan, man.
And LGBT is one of those devices.
LGBT is just one of the practices of that religion, Satanism. Okay? It says, when the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man, which was Lot, who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities, of whose wickedness even to this day the land slacketh, of whose wickedness even to this day, till this day, the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt is a monument of an unbelieving soul. Hey, remember Lot's wife.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of our women that's devoted to this this society, this way of life, man. A lot of them, they represent Lot's wife. That's why a lot of them ain't gonna make it either.
They represent Lot's wife, Job's wife.
Job's wife, yeah, all of them, man.
Hey, you women
If our women don't completely denounce this whole setup, this whole society, man, the system, the image of the beast, then they're gonna die with this system, man.
Right.
They're gonna be destroyed with each other. All right. It says, for regarding not wisdom, they gave not only this hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, but also left behind them to the world a memorial of their foolishness.
Yep. Passing that wickedness on to the children of the people above them.
Hey, in this place, America's gonna be a memorial, man, for the foolishness of these wicked ass people.
That's right.
It's gonna be a memorial, man.
That's right.
And when you go over there, like all these archaeologists, they conduct those trips where they go out there and they discover to try to see or substantiate the evidence of the Bible. Yeah. When they go out there, every year it's like they do it. Yeah. They go out there and all they see is just a wasteland filled with nothing but ash, dust, and sulfur. When you look up brimstone, that's actually what it is.
Lot's wife's still standing out there.
Yeah, a big ass pillar of salt.
Because the body is made up of water and salt, different, elements and stuff. So the Lord he just took all the water out of her system and left salt.
And to back what you said on that, because when you if you play sports or things like that, you drink your Gatorade while you play the sports or your water. When you start sweating and you see that little white stuff stuck on your forehead, that's salt.
It says, but also left behind him to the world a memorial of their foolishness, so that in the things wherein they offended, they could not so much as be hid. So, hey, it was left for all societies and empires that would spring up after that rulership. It was left for them to actually remember on their wicked works. The things that they did, the lifestyle, being a bunch of sodomites, homosexuals, lesbians, people that was in a bestiality. If you live like that, then hey, you're gonna end up just like that. Right. You're gonna end up just like what the Lord did to that place. You gonna feel that same fire, man.
Right. Jude chapter 1 verse 7.
Read it again.
So I get Isaiah 1.
Now read that one again, and then you can get Isaiah 1.
Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication, and after strange flesh, are set forth an example suffering vengeance of eternal fire.
That memorial still standing today. Still standing today. that other one, we'll get Genesis 19.
Isaiah 3 and 9.
Yep.
The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin in Sodom.
And what did he say? A man may be known by his look in Sirach 19, and then by his gait. The way he present himself. You can look and see this man's a faggot. Like, this man is fucking sweet cakes, man. This dude is like, you know, or this woman.
What you call them, velvet cakes?
Velvet
cake. Right?
Effeminate mannerisms, man.
Yeah, you can see it. All types of woman mannerisms.
Twist your wrist a little too soft.
The neck is not stiff. It's all loose and shit, wobbly and shit.
One wrong step, they arch
Switching
their
and all,
bodies.
all that shit, man. All the shit that women do for attention,
noodle
these
spot.
homosexual men do the same
They
shit.
take it to the next level.
Yeah, but they go.
Jake is the worst. He's the most flamboyant with it, man.
Like that video one of you brothers posted of the other camp.
In Atlanta.
Oh,
I think that was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
When Jakes was twerking and shit.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
Let me say this real quick. If you remember, how did it go? Go ahead, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to remember what I was thinking.
And they declare their sin in Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
Yep. And that's why when you was going into Sirach 15, wasn't it? Wasn't it Sirach 15, BG? Yeah. Go back to that right quick. Because it was telling you that it wasn't the Most High that did that to you. You did that. Matter of fact, get what chapter is that? It's the one that says when a man, I think it's James. Is James the first chapter?
We're talking about when a man is enticed of his own lust.
Is it the first chapter, third chapter?
No, that's in James.
James, right?
It's in James.
James the first chapter.
I want to read one.
Go ahead.
Sirach chapter 15, verse 1. He that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her.
Yep. What's that her? Talking about wisdom. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Jump down to 12. Say not thou, he hath caused me to err, for he hath no need of the sinful man. The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear the Most High love it not.
Yep. Is there more on there?
What about he need not a sinful man?
No, he just read that part. It's another part.
He need abominations.
Yeah.
He himself made man from the beginning,
Yep.
and left him in the hand of his counsel.
Yep.
If thou wilt to keep the commandments and to perform acceptable faithfulness, he has set fire and water before thee.
Yep.
Stretch forth thy hand unto whether thou wilt.
Keep going.
Before man is life and death.
Because you have a choice. On a small level, there's a choice to this thing. To where, because like the brother read earlier, you're gonna gravitate to what you like. You're gonna gravitate to the things that's your kind. Okay? So if you're the type that love death and wickedness, guess what? You're gonna gravitate to those things that lead to that. And if you're somebody that wants to be in a righteous manner, then guess what? You're gonna gravitate to those things. All right? You finish that verse, I think it is.
And whether him liketh shall be given.
Yep, and whether him like it, so you get to choose what you like about it. That's why I need that James. That was it, right?
In other words, choose your poison.
Yep. No, well, choose life or death.
Right.
Basically, do you want to live or follow the spirits? If you don't like life, then choose your wicked vice that you want to die with.
Like he told Cain, if you would have done righteousness, then wouldn't you have been accepted with him?
Yep.
You know, you do good, you prolong your life. But if not, then hey, you die. Because that's the wages of sin.
Right.
You gotta pay for your wrongdoings, man. People think that they should be able to get a free pass and just commit iniquity until basically forever.
Yeah, it's the child mentality where you just teach the child, but you don't reprimand the child for fucking up. No, you people is too damn grown to be still making these child ass mistakes. And it's to the point if the brother would have read up a little bit in Isaiah the first chapter. The Most High's telling you acting like you don't know what this is already. You should already know that he ain't dealing with the BS BS no more. Okay, that's why you was talking about in that same chapter. That's why you was burning incense, because you knew that you fucked up. It'd be different if you just act like you didn't know, but you knew you messed up. But you was using that as a license to sin. You was using those atonements as a license to sin. Okay, Most High ain't with that. He saw through your BS, man. Okay.
Well, there wasn't no atonement for a man sleeping with another man, or a woman sleeping with another woman. That was off top. That was a sin unto death. So they didn't have no sacrifice when they was doing that. That's why you didn't have too much of that going on when we were, in our land, man. You know, that wasn't an issue in Judea, even during the time of the Greco-Roman Empire. The Jakes that knew the law and that was in the land, there wasn't no homosexuality and all that shit going on. But you notice when he addressed the churches of Rome and Corinth and all those other places away from Judea, he had to address these type of things, man. Because these were where Jake was living among the heathen. That's the shit that they do. Because the heathen don't have any self-control, man. They're about their flesh.
Yeah. They don't have a father. It's like a kid that's left to himself without no parents.
Hey, the scriptures tell you he's gonna be willful.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can't break that off the heathen. We're gonna break it though. In the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna break all that not knowing what the hell. We're gonna make you badass kids get in line, man. The Most High is gonna make you badass kids get in line, man. Salaki if you're saying it the wrong way. He gonna make you get in line, and he gonna use us, the elect, to do it. All right. Nobody has something? If not, get that James.
Yeah, I got it. This is James chapter 1 and verse 14.
Yep.
But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust.
Of his own lust. Most High didn't make you that way. You had that desire of wickedness. You chose the wickedness versus the fire versus the water. You know, you had the choice of which one you wanted, life or death. You chose wickedness. What tempted you was your own lust. Go ahead, bro.
It says, and enticed.
Yep.
Then when lust have conceived.
Once you're enticed, somebody grab that word enticed. Because this is basically what this whole sexual thing is based in. It's an enticement of your own lust.
God, it starts in the mind.
Hey, if I may say, when you go back to the garden, when after the serpent beguiled Eve, it said that the tree was pleasant to her eyes.
Yep.
So that meant that she found some type of lust. Like it was some type of curiosity for her to desire the lifestyles that was being taught to her by the damn serpent.
Yep.
It probably made her tingly. Like, man, I'm kind of, I kind of want to, you know how women get when they get all curious and they want to try shit out and
She's seen that feminism, man.
She's seen a woman having empowerment of women.
She seen social media with all these bitches showing their ass and titties and getting millions of likes from men.
Women on TV with
surgeries and shit, I don't like how my toe look. I'm gonna make it better.
Women that are fucking
my ass bigger.
with a car at a fucking car wash with the water hose and the soap coming down her face while they tonguing each other up and shit. She saw all that shit, man. Women as bosses. Women having a high military rank.
Ruling over men.
Let me go back a little further, because she didn't know what that was like before, right?
Yep.
But inside her, she had that desire to want that position.
Yeah.
To even give attendance to the ear of the serpent, talking about that. So when he hit her with some of the information that she would learn and the way that she would come out, it was already like, ooh. Like, because if a humble woman, what would a humble woman have done if Eve in that time was humble? No, I ain't listening to nothing you said, Adam. I love the way Adam is ruling over me. I don't want to be even tainted by your bullshit. Let me stick to my, to my man.
It was that
she went to the Most High.
She would have cut off her flesh.
Yep.
She would have never gave in to her flesh. Her flesh is what made her give in to that lust.
Hey, she saw Planned Parenthood. I can fuck any man I want. She saw condoms. She saw all this shit.
She saw the black unconscious niggas worshiping her.
Yep. Yeah. What she didn't see was them fucking muffin tops and stretch marks and all the nasty shit.
And bald-headed
ass weaves and shit. Like, they didn't see all of this coming. He back in the day was beautiful.
being the top, the top race of women that have the biggest percentage in the HIV disease, man.
Children out of wedlock.
Yeah.
You see all of that.
She holds the highest numbers in the HIV AIDS rates.
They say it's a million cases of new STDs every day.
She leads that
Yeah.
percentage in the world.
That's what happens when you don't leave the flesh out, man. You know? That carnal nature, man.
Yeah, wedlock between a man and a woman. Man, the man don't supposed to get down on one knee and fucking go to the white man and get a marriage license. That ain't wedlock. No, marriage is sex, man. Or if the daughter's the woman's father gives her away to a man.
This is
a
what
man to understand.
the bullshit she saw, man. That's what these black ass saw. Right there. That's what these black ass look across the street. That's exactly what these black ass saw right there.
Yeah.
She saw.
I mean, all those.
That's what I'm saying. Panic to get the group right there. And then get the end dub on the front.
Oh yeah.
Every time was good, out everywhere. This is what.
Legs and thighs out, ass and cheeks out.
She thought she was going to
No, not. And that's where she turned out to right there, the nigga woman.
You can turn back, bro.
But that all of those things are what she saw. And you know, that woman probably is wicked. But my point is, I don't know her and what she's done. But she's an example of what we're talking about. Okay? It happens, man. There's always examples. Because it's everywhere. This place is wicked as hell. It's everywhere. How could you not have an example? Walk past you. Go ahead, bro. Oh, Salak, yeah, get that word enticed right here.
It's enticed. G1185, Deliazo. It says to bait, catch by a bait, to beguile,
A trap.
allure, entice, and deceive.
Hey,
Eve.
yeah.
That's why I brought her up.
Yep.
She was beguiled by the serpent.
Yep.
You know, he presented the idea in her mind, like, hey, don't you like the sound of men worshiping you? Don't you like it?
Wouldn't you like to
Wouldn't
choose
you like
the man
that?
that you want to be with?
Wouldn't you like to be on top of the world?
Equal rights.
Yeah. All this bullshit.
You don't have to be up under the stronghold, under the rule of your husband.
And Adam didn't even tell you what that tree was about. Look, I'm gonna tell you what it's all about. And I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna benefit you. Hey, and by the way, having that knowledge of the tree of good and evil, it did nothing good up to this point. It's gonna become something good, and we'll become better judges in the earth. We'll become righteous judges in the earth. Completely balanced. But just in general, look how bad it's gotten. Because of that. It brought death like fast. Death happens like this now.
Yeah, so Rock said that the woman who came in the beginning of sin, and through her we all die.
That's right. Because of that.
And that's why, and why you think it's always the woman that's at the forefront of these different movements that's pushing these perverse, liberal movements, man.
Yep.
You know? Especially the black woman.
Yeah, if it was a commandment for women to come out to camp and teach, they wouldn't bring their ass out teaching. And then it's just because it's too righteous, it's too much against what they really want in the earth. Okay? It goes against the blessing of so for you newcomers coming in, don't have your woman out here, man. Because I know that's gonna become something. It's already something amongst other camps. The scriptures don't give license to have your woman on the battlefield like that. This ain't no Joan of Arc story. All you women pastors, put the book down, go humble to your man, or pray that the Lord give you a man. But cut that old teeth, I'm about to teach the world, and I'm the greatest pastor. We know what your real desires are. We can see through you.
The serpent told Eve, you don't need a man.
That's exactly. The man gonna chase you. Go back to James.
Yeah. Back in James 1:15.
Because the woman is the #1 tempter of man upon the earth. Especially Jacob. Go ahead, bro.
It says, then when lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin.
Because sin is what? Transgression of the law. It brings forth that because of that lust. Like, you know what? I can break it this one time. And that one time doesn't happen that one time, so it goes on and on. Yeah?
And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Yep. Sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. And that's what we learn. We learn through serpent how to die. And this is the type of shit they push out, LGBTQ, which is a way of death. There's no life coming out of this. There's no, what major advancements in history has LGBT brought to the forefront? Nothing but a destructive way. It does not help mankind in any way. All right?
All they really bring to the world is their own acceptance achievements, social and self-acceptance achievements. That's all it's about. We're gonna celebrate that we're different, but we want to be accepted though. We want, and we need everybody to tolerate that we're different than you.
We want to do the same things.
But we want to be respected as normal, just like you are. No, you're not normal, man. And first of all, why the hell do I gotta accept you for what you ain't? But you can't even accept yourself for who you are.
Yeah.
Why would I respect that, man? So you're not bringing nothing productive to this world. All you're doing is bringing more confusion. You're pushing more confusion in the earth, man. And all that, and the serpent, all he does is he just fuel it. He helps to keep it fueled, man. Keep it going. Okay?
It's funny because the video I did earlier about queer grace, right? Talking about believers and their LGB or whatever the hell, right? At the top of the website, there was like 4 or 5 numbers of help hotlines that these people. I bet if you Googled it, it would show that the LGBT community are the ones that's the leading a group of people that lead the numbers in like suicides.
Yeah,
man.
kind.
They're leading in suicide because it ain't right in them.
Kind. And that's the
And STDs.
That's the spirit too, because I found an article and was able to do a video on it that they have it's the LGBT and the transgenders all in one. They have something that they call it's either sex change regret, and they commit suicide off of that. You know?
Because shit don't work right after you do it.
These people are mentally ill, man.
Yeah.
That shit is a straight mental illness. And then they take that abominable pride, and then they go out there to the streets and start dancing around and have butt-ass naked in tutus in front of a bunch of children. That's fucking mental illness, man.
It is.
But they want to be
try to pass
accepted.
that off as a normal behavior.
So we want to your insanity. You want us to treat it as normalcy.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. Let's go to anybody have anything else? Let's go to
I have something. This is Job chapter 34, verse 10. It says, "Therefore hearken unto me, ye men of understanding. Far be it from the Most High that he should do wickedness, and from the Almighty that he should commit iniquity."
Yeah, the Most High don't do that. Okay, you're enticed to do those things. He's not tempting you. He's not pushing you into those things. You are doing that unto yourself. Okay, you secretly want that for yourself.
Because really it's nothing but bringing forth death. And even though we don't like this, the one nigga, Dr. Umar Johnson, he brought up some facts basically dealing with all the patients and stuff that he worked with, me and Jake. He said out of all the patients that I work with, he said around 95 to 98% of them that are in that or doing that lifestyle, they was touched as little kids, man.
Yeah.
You know, which also goes into the law that those people that do that should be killed. Hey, because it's just a continuation of sin that brings forth more wickedness, man. And that's all it is, and the cycle just continues.
Pattern.
And that's why they're beginning to that particular community, LGBTQ, they're beginning to empathize with the pedophiles.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, now they starting to say, well, we have our, we have the way of life that we like to live.
Yeah.
We see those people, they have what I think it was something that came out not too long ago, where Esau was basically trying to say, basically, all people, whatever they love, you shouldn't condemn. Like you should, whatever lifestyle. I forget how it went, but basically,
I remember what you're talking about.
but basically, pedophiles, they're humans just like us. They have lust just like we have lust.
They're human and they're
So they should
they're just
get
trying to live.
right. So they
That's
should
why they know
right.
about it.
So they shouldn't get discriminated against just like we shouldn't get discriminated.
God, because
against.
once you accept one of them, you accept everything.
Yeah.
And that's what we.
That's supposed to be because LGBTQ is supposed to be an accepting, tolerating type of community. Like we accept all manner of perversion. Whatever sexuality you are, you could be a part of this community. But now, the Edomites over there starting to they trying to do a straight pride parade, and all of a sudden what happened to being tolerated, man? You know, what happened to being accepting and tolerated? You know. Now, why is that an issue that heterosexuals are want to walk and have their little straight parade, man? This basically what this deal was expose your hypocrisy and your narcissism.
We have to look. The heterosexuals have to accept that. Those that don't like it, we gotta accept it. You get to call us names,
but we can't say shit about you.
So what's next? People that have pleasure in murder, they gotta be accepted too.
Yeah, that opens the door for everything.
Pandora's box is open now.
Yeah.
If a homosexual spit on me, that's assault. But if I sock his ass in his lip, that's a hate crime.
Yep.
I'll get penalized even more harsh than the faggot that spit on me.
The faggot can have AIDS.
Yeah.
But it is less. It's looked at as less. And if you defend yourself against it. Hey, damn near if you call him a faggot, don't even touch him if you just call him something. You might get hit with something.
Bro, if you call him he or she and their
you
whatever
out
pronoun or whatever the fuck.
Out of a gender pronoun. So let's you have something to go now?
Revelation 21:8. But the fearful, which is cowardly, and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, whoremongers are pimps, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
And the brother was beautifully brought that up, because now we're about to go back to when it happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, because we've been alluding to it. We're going to actually hit the story real quick. Okay? Because there's no new thing under the sun. The Most High saw how beautiful that played out. It didn't play out as beautiful with the washing, the flood of Noah, waters of Noah, but Sodom and Gomorrah was a good test on how well fire will work, because nothing is inhabited in that land ever again. Still to this very day. So that's why it's going to be beautiful that he's going to cleanse the earth this time with fire. Go ahead, bro.
Genesis 4:19, Slacky and 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us that we may know them.
Hey, how do you mean know them? We're talking about know them sexually. They want to, it's like the two angels that came in there, excuse me, that Lot was talking to, they want to get to know, they want to pop those men, man. This is what happens when you allow that type of perversion to walk around in the earth like that, man. If you don't eradicate that poison off the earth. Okay? Keep going out. That's why I want you to read up that, yeah.
And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, I have 2 daughters, which have not known a man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them.
I'm kind of graphic right here, but I gotta do it, because you gotta think about the mentality that's going on. And Lot understood. He was like, look, my daughters, they ain't known a man. They tight. I know you thinking you want to pop a man in the ass because it's tight. My daughters are tight, perfect, and it's lawful. Just do it that way. There's nothing that you can do with a man that you can't do with my virgin daughters. Watch what they say.
Unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof, and they said, stand back.
Yeah, because it looked like a trap. Like I trapped them up in here. And set them up for you if I let them have. Don't do this. Go ahead.
And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than come with them, and they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot. He came near to break the door.
Now we gonna mess you up about it.
And that shows you how heavy the demons was on him,
Yep.
man.
The men of Sodom had heavy demons on them.
But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the man said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides, son-in-laws and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city? Bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it.
You can jump down after 24. Don't even worry about how many times he's talking about it. Jump down like 24 or something.
And this 24. 23. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and the inhabitants of the cities, that which grew upon the ground.
He destroyed everything, wiped that every ounce of life out of that spot. Nothing can grow there now. Nothing.
It says, but his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
And his wife looked back and became a pillar of salt. And that's going to happen to a lot of you people, particularly you women that want to hold on to this wicked ass life that's going on here. Okay, that if you love this life so much, you're gonna get destroyed with this
The
place.
scriptures say that he that loveth his life shall lose it.
Yeah.
You know, but he that hateth his life shall gain it eternally.
You have friendship with the world because you like the fashion of this world. You want to have friendship and be a part of this. You're gonna enmity with the Most High. You're gonna be put to death. Okay, love righteousness in spirit of the Yahweh Shem Shah. That's how you find life, right? Second Peter. You have something right now?
It's Psalms 52, verse 3. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness.
Yep.
Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. It's like that's not it's like he can
Second Peter chapter 2 and verse 4. For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, and spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person.
If he's doing all of this wickedness to all these people that was in a high position that he loved and cared for, how much more is he going to do? Where's that one? Is that in James also? That first Peter?
What?
If the righteous shall scarcely be saved,
Peter,
versus the godly.
4:4.
Yeah, somebody bring that out. Hold that. Matter of fact, you're right there. Go to First Peter chapter 4. Yep, it's like 17 or something.
I'm right there.
Go ahead, read
It's
it.
1 Peter 4. 1 Peter 4 and 17. It says, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
If the righteous are barely going to make it out, what about everybody else, man? They're going to get destroyed in a very painful, harsh way. Okay, now go back to 2 Peter.
This is verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world.
Yeah, because if you look at the big picture of this, he didn't just take Noah completely out of the situation. He still had to deal with the waters and floods. Okay, but he had a vessel that would protect him. Okay, through his spirit. Okay, he had him built that ark that was to protect him and the 7 other souls that was with him. All right, to preserve them. Yeah, bro.
Bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow.
Now, when you go into Revelation, it's talking about Sodom and Egypt being destroyed just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? So all the plagues of Egypt is going to come to this place, it's going to jack you people up, and then the fire and brimstone is going to come down and smoke this place off the planet. Okay? Completely just wipe it off the planet to never be inhabited again.
That's crazy because Babylon is referred to as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. The Lord brought plagues on ancient Egypt. He rained fire and brimstone upon Sodom. So the Most High is going to bring double destruction upon Babylon, man. Render it to her double. Reward her double.
When we say Babylon, we're talking about the United States of America. Okay? That's coded talk for future prophecy of America when this place gets destroyed in World War III.
Right.
All right? Yeah, you gotta talk about a lot, yeah?
Making them an example unto those that after shall live ungodly.
Hey, that's what we read in Jude also. That be an example unto those that should live ungodly after the manner of Sodom and Gomorrah. Talking about this LGBT way that's flourishing in the earth now, especially in this country. Guess what the example was set? It look like everything's all good now, but guess what's coming? The same thing that came to the people in those times from before. All right? Go ahead, bro.
And deliver just Lot backs with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For
And that's what we are. We're like Lot, getting Lord, we're of the elect. He represents the elect, getting salvation up out of there, right? But vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. All the different works and philosophies of the wicked that was going on in that time. The same thing that vexes us today. The same thing. You watch two faggots walk by, and you don't know what the hell. You just like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, we're like, what's the Agent Smith in the Matrix?
Yeah.
You remember he was talking to Morpheus when he was in the chair? He's like, I hate this place.
Yeah.
The smell, I hate it. I gotta get out of here.
He just
That's
want to
what
finish
we
his
feel
mission.
like, man.
He just want to finish the mission to get out of here. So we can dwell as the New Jerusalem, wherein dwelleth heaven and the new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Yep.
Sick of being, aren't you tired of being confused? What the hell is going on around here? You gotta teach your children. No, that was a person that was born a man but decided to become a woman. That's what's swinging between his legs. That's why they're doing this. That's why that big ass Adam's apple is there. All types of crazy shit you gotta deal with. All types of just madness that you have to try to explain to your children so they don't grow up all confused.
Yeah, you explain it the right way. Then they gotta go to school, and it just undoes the righteousness.
Battle.
Right,
Yeah.
and messed up. But then you gotta teach them, well, don't speak out against it because you may say something honest and don't have the season yet to speak it in code, you know, where you can speak the truth, but also speak it to a way where it won't offend, right? That's politically correct. And then they get persecuted by the school and the city, and now everything's all crazy.
You just gotta teach them to stay the fuck away from those people.
Yep, and don't say shit.
Stay
Just
away
stay the hell away from them.
Stay away from them. That's it.
What else
You
do
got,
you do?
cause you got transgender kids now,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
10 years old and shit, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's, man.
You gotta
This is
stay away
gonna be,
from them.
hey, they're already making school clothes and uniforms for kids that you can be both at once. It's like, it's crazy.
Bathrooms.
All
They
that.
got a bathroom over at one of these parks, man, by my house. Transgender bathroom.
Bro, at the UNLV they got it.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, you gotta worry about your children going to the library and a transvestite is reading to your child.
Yeah. Kindergartners.
It's like they're really trying to recruit these children.
That's really what it is.
It's really them recruiting. They want your child's soul, man.
Yep.
You know?
What was that, well, anyway, anyways. So what I was thinking earlier, I remember all this time later. We were talking about how men go harder at femininity than women, right? Tyra Banks said if you want to learn to walk like a supermodel as a woman, you want to learn to do that supermodel walk, look at a homosexual man, a transgender man. That's how you learn to do it. Because they do it perfectly. When they walk the runway with all that deep switching and shit that they do, that's how, and all that posture and everything, that's how the homosexuals do. And that's key. If you've been on social media, or if you're on these dating websites or anything like that, guess what? You have to decipher who's a man and who's a woman. They're not even just all the time coming out straightforward. And a lot of people are getting jacked up because they're deceiving people. Trying to catfish people. Trying to, then they talk all crazy, get you all hyped up.
Snapchat filter.
Oh, yeah, the new Snapchat filter. Right in time for this month, right? This world is set up in the most perverse, disgusting way ever. And you people think that the Heavenly Father's not going to do nothing about it? Well, that's what we're reading about. He's going to destroy this place with fire and brimstone and all the ideas that come along with it.
Right, and thermonuclear destruction.
Right, and chariot fire. That's what Brother said. We got to make sure that fire is also that concentrated fire from the chariots, man. Because believe it, I got a feeling like that chariot fire is going to be worse, bro. I got a feeling that's going to be worse. It ain't going to be like just hot, like we imagine the missile fire and all that. It's going to do something special to you. Yep, go ahead, bro.
Verse 8, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds.
Hey, if I may say, the word vex, it means spiritual agitation. Your spirit is just, you just agitated, man. And when it's like when you there's something that's bothering you, but you just can't do nothing about it. There's nothing that you can really. It's like you feel like you got your hands tied behind your back. You just gotta let shit happen. And just let your anger build up.
Yeah.
That's how I was feeling.
Hey, it's crazy because I can't think of. I'm trying to find an example of something that agitates me more. There's nothing that I can think of that agitates me more than a fucking faggot, man. There's something dealing with that too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Either way, something in that realm of that sexual perverseness out in open public like that agitates me more. When I'm on, I had to, at work, I had to frame a fucking picture of a guy that I should have brought that shit, man. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do a lesson. It is LGBTQ month. I'm gonna do a lesson on it. It's called Candy Magazine. Okay, this shit is crazy. There are people standing around there. Looking like everything is feminine about them, makeup, hair, everything feminine, except they don't have no titties, man. Like, it's a weird-ass book. This book is, but it just shows you the direction that the earth is in today. And it's completely vexing. Okay? The only reason I kept it was so I could do it. I'm going to show y'all, bug y'all out, vex y'all, but just so I could do a lesson on it. Go ahead, bro. Anybody got something else coming after this? So y'all do.
Verse 9, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
Yeah, so don't think just because you ain't caught syphilis yet, or you only dabbling a little bit across the line. Hey, the Most High is preserving you, man. He's preserving you. All right, He's gonna destroy you in a very harsh way. All right. He ain't with this faggot shit, man. He ain't. They probably gonna come down on these videos, but with the new guidelines and shit they got, right? But so what, man? This shit should not be going on Earth.
Just like the guidelines about talking about Esau and the so-called Jew, they gonna do the same thing with these damn faggots, man. We can't say they're already doing it, but they really gonna put it in law.
They're gonna push it as if. They're gonna push it as if they're gonna push it like as if we're a terror group that's intending to commit some type of harm against that so-called community. Clearly, the scriptures tell you that the Most High is gonna get the vengeance. He's gonna be the one to destroy these homosexuals. We're not gonna do anything about it. We gotta be vexed like Lot. We can't do nothing about it.
You say be angry, but sin not.
We can't take that into our own hands.
that one, bro. They say, for vengeance is mine. I will repay.
Exactly.
Talking about the Howard shot. You gotta wait.
God couldn't go and start putting all them Hamites to death. He would have been out of pocket for that. The Most High have the angels like, no, go and get them out of here, and I'm gonna fuck that place up. It's gonna be the same thing within this world. You know?
18:7, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him,
Exodus 15.
though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on earth?
Yeah, the Lord's gonna avenge his elect. Because those same men are the ones that's crying to the Heavenly Father, man. Just vexed. He sees that it'd be certain times when you be so beat down in spirit that it's like the scriptures say in Romans the 8th chapter, even your spirit will give intercession, make intercession for you, man. You be so vexed you don't even know what to say to the Father, but the Heavenly Father knows your spirit is crying to you.
Yeah, while you sleep.
Yeah, our spirits cry to the Father, man. Sometimes you don't even know the words to express. You just be like, fuck, man. Your spirit goes, and Most High sees that, and that even grieves him, man. When he hears the cry of the poor of his people and the righteous, that grieves the Heavenly Father, man. That makes him want to act out. So what do you think is going to happen, man? Because the Lord got 144,000 men that's crying to him. Okay? So he ain't gonna tarry much longer, man.
See the height of what's going on in the world? Something gotta happen soon.
Yeah.
To get this really going, to change the fashion of what it is today into what it needs to become.
That's why the scriptures tell you that if he didn't shorten the days for the elect's sake, it wouldn't be any flesh left to be saved, man.
Yeah, we wait too long, we gonna get corrupted, the elect gonna get corrupted too. So you gotta wait till that perfect moment.
Yeah, that's why like you people that try to make a stand, you try to defend, these velvet cakes and these lesbians. The scriptures say evil communication corrupt good manners. So if you intermingle with these people, there's a chance that you could either be tainted and the vibration and the demons that's on them can come upon you.
And that's exactly how it happens. You said it.
So you're supposed to basically stay separated from them.
Yep.
Like the scriptures say, be ye holy even as I am holy. Or unless you basically defile yourself with their uncleanness, man. We ain't gonna come together. Society tells you gotta accept and you gotta tolerate. You see a dude dressed like a female and he goes into the unisex bathroom. Hey, you don't go to that bathroom, man.
Bro, I was at the 99-cent store. This motherfucker was 6'5", probably 170 pounds, bro. Bitch. I don't know what else to say, bro. Straight woman, bro. And then trying to walk like this, that little person shit trying to cover up. We see the wind blowing your, you know what I'm saying? We can see the whole outline, man. What the fuck you wearing that shit for? We don't want to see that. What's your precept, Bob?
It's Psalms 5 and 4. For thou art not a power that has pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
You gotta hate workers of iniquity, man. Those that put together and push out sin upon